Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Ralph Williams coming to you with a video and a review of the new hit show on BET called The Sheards. I'm actually reviewing episode 2, but if you have not seen episode 1, it's pretty much an introduction, introducing Karen Clark Sheard, Kiera Sheard, Jeju Sheard, and the Bishop. Oh, and Chantel, which is Jeju's baby mom's. But on to the second episode. Oh, before I go there, I just want to say I absolutely love Karen Clark and Kiera Sheard. Kiera is a big influence in my music, and I admire her, and I love everything that she does. Karen Clark, she's an icon. She's a beast. The second episode, it started off with Kiera in the studio with Jeju. She's recording. She takes a break and go into the lab where Jeju is, and she shares with him that she's going to London and that she's taking Chantel with her. Unfortunately, Jeju can't go because he has to play in Philadelphia for the Clark sisters. But Jeju, he's uncomfortable with Chantel going with Kiera to London because he don't want this trip to plant seeds in Chantel's head for her to think that they're getting better or building a relationship or a friendship, together. And I understand where he's coming from, but I also understand Kiera's side, which is the business side. Chantel's been there since Kiera was 14 years old, and she knows how she operates, she knows how she ministers, she knows how she performs. So I do understand why Kiera would bring Chantel with her, but my personal opinion is, and this is to Chantel, if someone doesn't want you around, if someone doesn't want to be cool with you, doesn't want to be friends with you, or let me say it to me, if someone doesn't want to be friends with me, I don't think I would want to go anywhere with any of their siblings, any of their family. Not saying that she shouldn't be around because, she is the mother of his child. So, bring the baby to the family house, all the other good stuff. But the extra stuff outside of parenting, I don't think that she should go. Well, maybe she do need the money, because Kiera is paying her for the gig. So maybe she do need the money. But my personal opinion is that Chantel needs some time. She needs some time to actually get over Jeju. Only because in the first episode, she's there in the house, her and Jeju, and she's like, "Oh, nobody want to be with you. I don't want to be with you."
Yes, I am.
You think every little thing I do, I'm trying to be with you. Ew, get over yourself.
I just need you to just focus on being Jacob.
And I do a great job at it.
I'm going to focus on doing what I do.
Which is?
Being a great parent to Jacob. If it don't got nothing to do with Jacob, then I don't want to hear it.
I'm done talking. Go ahead, get out.
Then, at the bowling alley, she asked him to come outside and was like, "Oh, you're the only man that I love. What did I ever do to you? What did I ever do to you?"
I guess I just want to make sure you really want us to go our separate ways and just...
The only thing I can handle right now is anything that regards to Jacob.
You have to understand, we have 10 years history. I loved you for 10 years. I've never loved anybody else.
Whenever you call me for something for Jacob, I'm always there.
For Jacob, let's stop talking about him.
So what else is there to talk about?
What about me? I'm good to you.
Clearly, she's not over him. And I know some stalkers. Not saying that she's a stalker, but when someone revolves their life around someone else, and that person doesn't want to be around, they're going to do everything that they need to do to be around that person. It's going to be hard for her to change when her life, it seems like, revolved around Jeju. And the fact that he doesn't want to be cool with her, she's willing to accept any offer to be around. So I just think that she needs to pretty much get over it. Let him be a father, she be a mother, but as far as the extra stuff, I think that she needs to just fall back a little bit. After that, they introduced Kiera's manager, Holly Carter. I didn't really know if I would like Holly, only because at first she seemed a little harsh and a little, hard. But as the episode play out, I kind of like her, only because she pushes Kiera. Even though it's about ministry and it's about souls being saved and God being glorified, she also brings the business side of it, branding, take you to the next level and all that good stuff. So I'm kind of digging Holly, and I'm interested into seeing, more of her. Then it shows Kiera packing to go to London, and she's talking to her mom, Karen. They're kind of having a heart-to-heart, and you can see it on Karen's face that she's proud of Kiera, and she's proud of where she's going and what she's doing. Kiera shares with her about her thinking about doing the surgery for weight loss, and Karen pretty much shares her testimony with everyone.
I went in the hospital when I had made the decision to go ahead and have weight loss surgery. I had a blood clot in my lungs traveling towards my heart. I went into a coma, and that's when my husband got the news from the doctor that we've done all we could do. We've only given her a 2% chance to live.
And that alone is enough to say, I don't want to do that, only because of what happened to her. Even though it happened back then and things may have changed now, but still, I don't think that she should put herself in that boat if she don't have to. I am a dance teacher, and dancing 1 hour a day hard, sweating and eating right, you can lose weight doing it that way. So I suggest that if anyone's trying to lose weight and they don't like working out, take an hour a day, or you can do 5 days out of the week, eat right, and dance hard for 1 hour. Drink plenty of water, and you'll be good. Let's skip to Kiera talking to her father. From what they're showing of the father here and there, he seemed like a cool guy. He's very wise. He said to her, be a thermostat, not a thermometer. And that was good in so many ways, only because, instead of us blending into what's around, how about we stand out and set the tone and, do what we have to do and be leaders. So I like what the bishop is bringing, and he's pretty good in my book. Okay, now let's jump to Kiera going to London and Chantel performing with Kiera. I don't know what Chantel was doing, or I don't know what she was singing. I don't know what she was hearing. I don't know what she was trying. I really don't know. It was bad, y'all. You are amazing, God. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it was just a bad day or performance. Maybe she was nervous. Maybe sometimes when you get emotional, it takes a toll on your voice. When you're deep in the spirit, you can't really sing clearly, only because you're so emotional that you can't deliver like you would want to. So maybe that's what it was. But I did not enjoy her singing behind her. Me personally, I think that Kiera would have been fine with the track alone, and just her rocking out that way, because with Chantel in the background, if I was trying to get in the spirit listening to Chantel, I would not have been in the spirit. I would have been sitting there watching Chantel. And, I hope I'm not being too harsh, but they had the lady on the side, doing the sign language. And honestly, for those that couldn't hear, that was kind of to their advantage, because they did not have to hear what Chantel sounded like singing Indescribable. All they seen was the sign language. But Kiki, she went in, of course. You know how Kiera does. She went in. She let God use her. I actually have the videos of her in London, singing Indescribable and You Are. It's at the bottom of this video. But yeah, she went in. Like she went in. Now let's talk about Holly critics. I'm kind of liking Holly, because I don't want to say she's shady, but she gives you the truth. Like she said, how did you feel about the performance? She said, because I saw a couple of moments that felt a little shaky. And she said, you guys were in sync spiritually, but when it comes to the technical ability to rock out like you told me at the table, you guys didn't do that well. And I just think that was like, even though as a manager she was supposed to tell her that, I think that it was so it was so perfect the way she said it. It's pretty much, you know, Kiera said, you know, do you think you sounded good? And she said, I thought I did. She said, well, you don't. Kiera, that was messed up. But I'm saying you had to tell her. And, you know, you got to do what you got to do. My thing is, my view is, and this is to Kiera. I love you, Kiera, but if maybe they didn't have rehearsal, because if in rehearsal Chantel didn't sound good under her, maybe you could have told her prior, and maybe she would have sung over, because, you know, Kiera said, you know, maybe when she said, you didn't sound good singing under me. Maybe if they would have had rehearsal, maybe she would have heard that rehearsal and told her to sit down and hold the camera instead of singing or whatever. My suggestion is, Kiera, either don't bring her again, but if you do bring her and she sounds like that again, dock her pay. Then she gonna be singing for real. But let's skip to the Clark Sisters performance. I love hearing the Clark Sisters. They're amazing, and their harmony is always tight, but it's nothing like their unison. Their unison sounds like one voice. You make my day. That is how unison's supposed to sound, man. They're just amazing. Okay, now let's jump to the second performance. Chantel, she was really comfortable. It seems like after the show, you know, she was confident. She said, you know, I think I did really well. You know, this is better than the last show. Me personally, I think that the only reason why she sounded better this time was because there was like 75 people up there singing, and they were all singing over her, and you couldn't really hear her. That's my personal opinion, but that little girl being rude, where you think you going? I honestly thought that Kiera was about to body slam that girl on a pew, drag her out the door, and stomp her out. But I thank God that Kiera passed this test, because that would not have been good for the show. Is there anything else to say? I'm really looking forward to see what's going on with the show. As of right now, I'm in love with Kiera. I love Karen. I love the father. J. Drew, he's pretty cool right now. He's in his own world. They're trying to push him into the ministry. Well, not push him, but, you know, to let him know that, you know, you're not going to where you can't run from God. But he's trying to do his own thing. But he's pretty cool. Chantel, I don't really know if I like her, only because I don't know why I don't like her. I just don't like what she's given so far. But we'll see if things change. Holly, that's my girl. It actually closes out with them talking and reviewing the trip in London, and she seemed really cool. You know, if I had a manager like that, I think that I would hold on to her. I can't wait for the next episode next week. It's actually well, from the preview, it's about Kiera going to LA to record a radio single, and Jeju's not going. I don't think that, well, so far from the preview, I don't think that she's in the wrong. I know Jeju seems a little upset because she's coming in and changing things, but my bishop said, if you want different results, do something different. And if they're trying to take it to the next level, you know, they have to try different things. Not saying that Jeju isn't good at what he does, because, you know, apparently I love all of Kiera's music. So, you know, he does do his thing, but maybe where they're trying to bring Kiera, maybe he's not equipped to bring her there. And honestly, I think that it's a good idea, only because if Darkchild and the other people are going to work on her music, it gives J. Drew more time to focus on his craft and you know, him trying to do his thing. So I kind of think that it'll work out, but right now it looks like it's going to get a little ugly. But I'm actually looking forward to what's coming up. So hopefully next week I'll be doing another review. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Mr. Rock Williams. Check out my videos. That's pretty much it. Over and out, Rock Williams.